president of the NAACP, as always, Derrick Johnson. Morning, Derrick. How are you this morning? Derrick, can you hear me?
Good morning. How you doing, Mark?
Fine, doctor. How you feel?
Good, good. It's a wonderful day for the fight.
Always. I'm sure you just overheard the conversation on my call about the shutdown. What's the NAACP's position at this hour on the shutdown and the impact it's having on
You know,
federal employees?
it's unfortunate that we are putting 800,000 federal workers at financial risk because the commander-in-chief is acting like a child throwing a temper tantrum as a result of him not getting his way. But unfortunately, his way was one in which he said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. So we should not be holding this nation hostage because he is unable to get his wishes, or he was such a bad negotiator that the commitment he made that Mexico would pay for the wall was one in which he was unable to make happen.
Right.
And so I agree that there should be a State of the Union because the State of the Union is one in which we are asking workers to go to work every day without pay. And they're about to approach the second pay period without a check following a Christmas holiday. That's unconscionable, is unfortunate, and I stand firmly with those workers and members of Congress, Republican and Democrats, who object to this type of governing.
We are in about half an hour going to have on with us Nathan Phillips, the indigenous veteran who was harassed by the Covington High School students. But you all last night actually had a teletown hall on the National Day of Racial Healing, didn't you?
Well, we partnered with the WK Kellogg Foundation, Urban League, Advancement Project, UNIDOS, and many other groups to stop and pause around the question of racial healing. I mean, MLK Day is always the third Monday of January, and Kellogg has taken on as his mission to begin to talk about the issue of racial healing. And when you see that tape of those young people surrounding a Native American who's peacefully demonstrating some of their concerns in a traditional way, it raised the question around what are we exposing our young people to, what are we training our children to in terms of sensitivity, and are we a compassionate nation where we can embrace our differences in ways in which we can appreciate and love one another.
Yeah, folks. We've got to take a break on the radio, but we're going to continue our conversation with Derrick Johnson on our stream, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Make it plain, and on Instagram, Minister with 2 T's. We'll be right back on the radio, but we'll continue our conversation with Derrick Johnson here. No, you're absolutely right, man, and it's also very troubling. We have you and I and others have drawn often analogies between Donald Trump and Woodrow Wilson showing Birth of a Nation. It's not confirmed yet, but it appears as if he's going to invite the students from Covington High School to the White House. And I mean, just on a very adult level, though, Derrick. I mean, why would anyone, even if it weren't racial, even if it was just some young people harassing any elder, a white elder, why would we applaud young people doing that? We're supposed to be teaching them better behavior, and yet he wants to bring them to the White House. I mean, so they're no longer in the analogies. This dude is straight up the racist and the instigator that he is, Derrick.
The health of any nation is based on how well we care for our elders, whether or not we are training and developing our youth, and do we protect the right of disadvantage. And what you've seen displayed there is we're not caring for our elders. We're allowing our young people to be disrespectful and not give respect. And for a person there a Native American to be treated that way, we're not protecting the rights of the disadvantaged.
Right.
It is an unhealthy environment. That's why there's need for racial healing and community healing.
Yeah. No, we absolutely need that. So I want to get your reaction. This just this just this just happened. The young man who was there in front of Mr. Phillips appeared on the Today Show, and he shared some of his thoughts on the Today Show, and I want to give people an opportunity to hear this and then get your reaction to Derrick. So, folks, take a listen. This is from the Today Show, just a little while ago. Ladies and gentlemen, take a listen if you would. Am I up? Okay.
Did anyone say build the wall?
I never heard anyone say build the wall, and I don't think I.
Okay, we lost. There we go.
Did anyone say build the wall?
I never heard anyone say build the wall, and I don't think I've seen it in any videos.
After a review of the videos, NBC News could not hear anyone shouting that hot button phrase. But Nathan Phillips claims he heard the teen shout, build the wall.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
So Nathan is saying that he heard them shouting build the wall. Now, here's more from Nick Salmon, the young man who was there.
In that moment, he's looking at you, you're looking at him. What's going through your mind?
I wanted the situation to die down, and I just wish she would have walked away, but I knew as long as I kept my composure and didn't do anything that he might perceive as aggressive or elevation of the conflict, that it would hopefully die.
Derrick, it looks like they're trying to downplay what happened. What's your reaction to what you've heard so far?
You know, here's an individual, a Native American, a citizen, who simply peacefully sharing a cultural experience. And he wasn't bothering anybody. He didn't walk towards the crowd. The crowd walked towards him.
Right.
And the notion that he somehow would have been seen as the aggressor, a proponent in that situation is unconscionable. This guy's been coached to make these outlandish statements.
Right.
You know, was he a part of the group of young people who came and approached him? Why did they approach him? Why did they begin to display that type of animus towards him? So it wasn't as if our Native American elder, was in any way posing a threat, nor did he pursue them. He was already there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's unbelievable how they have captured, coached, and developed a narrative that we're looking at is completely opposite. You know, what was it, Richard Pryor? Who you gonna believe? Your lying eyes or me? we can see what's taking place.
Yeah. Derrick Johnson, folks, president of the NAACP, is always our very special guest. Derrick, thank you, man. We'll continue to watch his situation. We do need racial healing, folks. NAACP now for 110 years has been working on that, and they continue to do so. I got a chance to meet, too, the Spelman College chapter president. She announced on our air, Derrick, Amari Fanoy, am I saying her name correctly?
That's correct.
She announced on our air that she is running for president in 2036. She announced that live on the air on Saturday. So we're very proud of that young lady. She's something else, you know?
I was glad the students participated in the Women's March. I thought it was another good day. I commend all the organizers of the march. Despite all the controversy, I really congratulate Tamika Mallory for standing strong and being focused and positive. And I'm always happy when our young people are able to participate so they can add their voice to the power of how we can make democracy work for all. So,
Amen.
so I commend her. I commend all of the students, and I especially commend Tiffany Lawson, our National Youth Director, who's big enough to say the stage is to be shared and not dominated. So she's always looking at ways to push forth more young voices to get on the stage.
Amen. Amen. Derrick Johnson, president of the oldest, boldest, most cussed, most discussed civil rights organization in history. Thank you, man. Talk to you next week.
Take care.
All right, you too. Derrick Johnson with us, folks. We'll be back on the radio in just a moment or two. Don't go away. Andrew Yang, who's running for president, is about to join us. This is MIP.